dag og velkommen alle sammen. New week, an important video I wanted to make today. A lot of the things we're going to be looking at about the Norse magic and beliefs and traditions and rituals, they don't make a lot of sense sometimes, and wanted to make this video to really explain about what we're looking at, and one thing that's really important that we need to know, and that's the fact that our ancestors 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago or more, they were just as smart as we were. It doesn't sound like that, but it's true. We don't want to believe it, but it's true. But Michael, what are you talking about? No, those people were barbarians. They lived in huts or caves. They used axes and spears and killed each other, and they didn't have electricity or cell phones or any of that. They couldn't even read. They could not even read. Well, that doesn't mean anything. Let me ask you that. Did you invent cell phones? That cell phone that you're using right now, did you invent that? Nope. Did you invent the car that you're driving? Nope. Did you discover electricity? Nope. Would you be able to read and write unless someone taught you that? Nope, you wouldn't. So what's happened is we're more advanced as a civilization, not because we're all smarter. We're more advanced as a civilization because one person was smart and they invented something like electricity or cars or cell phones or anything, and then 7 billion other people take advantage of that. Basically, take a genius like Elon Musk, for example, just because he invented a brand new space rocket or the Tesla car that you drive, that doesn't make you as smart as Elon Musk just because you drive his Tesla. And even someone like Elon Musk, sure, a genius, but he did not invent those things on his own. He has a team of hundreds of people helping him, and he just developed off of technology that was already there 70 years ago when the first spacecrafts were invented. The people that invented those first spacecrafts, they did not invent them themselves either. They just developed off of an airplane that was developed 100 years ago, the very first airplanes, and they didn't invent that by themselves. They just developed the technology made from engines that came 100 years before that, and this is how technology works. Just because one person was smart and created something doesn't mean we're all smart. In reality, we were no smarter than the people 1,000 years ago. Ask you this: if say it was the year 2020, say the year 2020, and you were just put out in the middle of nowhere, just by yourself, no technology, no help, no anything, could you build a house? Could you build a house that would be strong enough and warm enough to protect you from freezing to death? No, I don't think you could. Could you find food? Could you scavenge the area and find food and have enough to feed yourself and know what was healthy and not healthy and what was dangerous to eat? No, I don't think you would figure that out either. Would you know where to find the minerals? Could you find it in the spots where there would be minerals of iron, and then you could make that into an axe or a sword? No, I don't think you could even with a full lifetime, I don't think we would figure that out today. Could you build a ship? Could you build a Viking ship that was strong enough and sturdy enough to sail the ocean? Could you look up at the stars? Could you look up at the stars and navigate yourself? Could you know exactly where you were, and could you navigate thousands of miles through sea and not get lost? No, I don't think you could. Could you remember poems that were passed down through generations, thousands of years, without reading and writing them? No, I don't think you could. Like poems of hundreds and hundreds of words, maybe even thousands of words, I don't think you'd be able to remember that. But our ancestors did. Our ancestors are not dumb because they didn't read and write. Maybe we're dumb because we can't remember things and we need to read and write them down. So that's just some ways that our ancestors would have been smarter than we are, and that's one important thing we need to remember when looking about all these things, because I know some of the things that we look at may be crazy and kind of hard to believe, but we got to remember that our ancestors were not just dumb cavemen. Everything that they believed for a reason, and we can't just ignore it like that. And I argue that they're even smarter than we are, because they had more time to think about these things and develop things. And how much time do we have in our days? We have just a few minutes at the end of the day, maybe. well, our ancestors, and I'm going to go about that in the next video. I'll record that later today and explain a little bit about their day-to-day life. That shows they would have a lot more time to think and ponder intelligent things than we do today. So that's just the video. Wanted to make this one. We gotta look at things with an open mind in the coming videos. Thank you. Bye bye.